Donald Trump has called for the death penalty for an Uzbek immigrant accused of driving a truck down a New York City bike path, killing 8 people. Sayflo Saipov, 29, who was hospitalized after he was shot by a police officer and arrested, told investigators he had been inspired by watching Islamic State videos and began planning Tuesday's attack a year ago, according to a criminal complaint filed against him on Wednesday. NYC terrorist was happy as he asked to hang ISIS flag in his hospital room. He killed 8 people, badly injured 12. Should get death penalty, Trump tweeted on Wednesday night. On Thursday morning he followed up by appearing to rule out sending Saipov to Guantanamo Bay, after having said he would consider it on Wednesday. Would love to send the NYC terrorist to Guantanamo, but statistically that process takes much longer than going through the federal system, the president tweeted. There is also something appropriate about keeping him in the home of the horrible crime he committed. Should move fast. Death penalty. Saipov was charged with 1 count of providing material support and resources to a foreign terrorist organization, specifically ISIS, and 1 count of violence and destruction of motor vehicles causing the deaths of 8 people. Manhattan Acting U.S. Attorney June Kim said the first count carried a maximum penalty of life in prison, while the second would make Saipov eligible for capital punishment if convicted, if the government chose to seek the death penalty. Additional or different charges could be brought later in an indictment, Kim said. Vehicle assault similar to the New York attack took place in Spain in August and in France and Germany last year, claiming dozens of lives. Saipov told authorities he made a trial run with a rental truck on the 22nd of October to practice turning the vehicle and stated that he felt good about what he had done after the attack, the complaint alleged. 8 people killed after truck drives onto New York bike path. Video report. The 10-page charging document said Saipov waived his rights to remain silent and avoid self-incrimination in agreeing to speak to investigators without an attorney present from his bed at Bellevue Hospital Center in Manhattan. The complaint said Saipov had requested permission to display the Islamic State flag in his hospital room. It said he was particularly motivated by seeing a video in which Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who led the campaign by ISIS to seize territory for a self-proclaimed caliphate within Iraq and Syria, exhorted Muslims in the U.S. and elsewhere to support the group's cause. Investigators found thousands of ISIS-related propaganda images and videos on a cell phone belonging to Saipov, including video clips showing ISIS prisoners being beheaded, run over by a tank and shot in the face, the complaint said. The FBI said it had located another Uzbek man, Muhammadzor Kadyrov, 32, wanted for questioning as a person of interest in the attack. U.S. law enforcement officials, speaking on condition of anonymity because the investigation was ongoing, said Saipov had been in contact with Kadyrov and another person of interest in the investigation, though they did not elaborate. Tuesday's assault was the deadliest in New York City since the 11th of September 2001, when suicide hijackers crashed 2 jetliners into the World Trade Center, killing more than 2,600 people. Of those killed, 5 were Argentine tourists, who were among a group of friends visiting New York to celebrate the 30th anniversary of their high school graduation. 1 was a Belgian citizen, 1 was a New York resident, and 1 lived in New Jersey. Saipov allegedly used a pickup truck rented from a New Jersey Home Depot store to run down pedestrians and cyclists along a 20-block stretch of the bike path beside the Hudson River before slamming into a school bus. Locator map. According to authorities, he then left his vehicle shouting Allahu Akbar and brandishing what turned out to be a paintball gun and a pellet gun before a police officer shot him in the abdomen. Saipov lived in Paterson, New Jersey, a one-time industrial hub about 25 miles 40 kilometers northwest of Lower Manhattan. Saipov, seated in a wheelchair, appeared for a brief hearing in Manhattan federal court on Wednesday evening. Saipov did not ask for bail and was remanded to federal custody. It was not immediately clear where he would be held. Earlier in the day, Trump said he would be open to transferring Saipov to the military prison at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Of the 775 detainees who have passed through Guantanamo, none of them have been arrested within the U.S. for acts committed on U.S. mainland soil. Kim, the federal prosecutor, said there was nothing about charging Saipov in a civilian court that would necessarily prevent him from later being declared an enemy combatant. Reuters contributed to this report. Join a Facebook Live conversation with our Washington bureau chief David Smith and political reporter Sabrina Siddiqui as they discuss their year covering Trump. Submit your questions now and we'll answer them live on the 2nd of November at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on The Guardian's Facebook page.